Alright, hey everyone, time for Happy Appy reading number 2. This is the part when it gets a lot creepier to me. Today I am doing it in more darkness. The only light is my computer screen. And, alright, gonna read from a little bit backwards. Casey, was that my friend Kevin Casto? Still can't pronounce that. Well, he did say that he worked with Nick until the end of the millennium. So he probably helped with Happy Appy. I decided to visit his house. When I entered, Kevin wasn't home. His wife was sitting, crying. I asked her what happened to Kevin. She replied with something that shocked me. I don't know what happened, but something or someone kidnapped him last night. I don't know where, but he or she left this. Take it. I then got a folded up piece of paper. I unfolded it, and it was a picture of Happy before the 9/11 scene, with the exception that he looked badly scarred. Before I left, I asked her how horrifying episodes got on Nick. She replied with, "He drugged the producers. He was going to." That was enough. I couldn't bear to take it anymore, so I left the house and drove off. When I got out, I decided to walk towards my home. Then I heard a gunshot and screams from a woman, probably Kevin's wife. Then I glimpsed at the picture again. This time, Appy wasn't in the photo. I instantly ran to my house because I know whoever killed Kevin was trying to kill me. Before I opened the door, I saw one last glimpse behind me. It was Kevin's mutilated arm in a bush, and an unknown figure standing behind it. March 3rd, 2011. Hey, I wanted to know if anybody has any Happy Appy videos. If you do, send me a link to one. What happened to my disc, you ask? Well, I found them in pieces, like a croc slashed them in the third, along with a note saying, "No more evidence now, huh?" I finally got my Happy Appy badge today. It came in a box and had a timestamp from 1999 to 2000. When I opened it, it was a letter from Happy Appy in the badge. The badge was Happy Appy smiling, but not with the death stare. And the back said, "Happy Appy Helper Badge." I decided to read the letter. "To my friend, you have helped us help the Japanese. Of course, let me introduce myself. Unarguably, you have heard of me on Nick Jr. Can't understand? Well, I'll give you an answer. Happy Appy App. Happy App. Appy App. Happy Appy App. He helps kids all day. Now, where do I start with my gifts? Today I was giving you a nice badge right from the playground. How did we get these, you ask? Running across the playground, I tripped on a rock. I fell, but I noticed the ground was uneven. Undoubtedly, something was there, so I dug it up the ground up, and there were a crate of thousands of these badges. Now it's time to be off. See you on my next adventure. Love, Happy Appy. March 5th, 2011. Almost a month ago. A year ago, I mean. Today I got an email from a man who claims to be a user on WikiLinks. He heard about my conquest to find Happy Appy, so he tried to find any documents related. He did find one, which told of an employee to never air certain TV shows or movies. After browsing through a big description of Crybaby Lane and other shows, I found this text. One show, originally named Happy Appy, was canceled due to blood and gore. The original show depicted an apple named Happy Appy that taught kids how to handle certain injuries. On their finale, only 8 episodes, it was only 2 hours when Noggin removed all traces of the show happening. 2001 reports says any episode seemed to depict happening of 9/11, even though the episode was shown in 1999. I'm getting more suspicious. This is kind of weird, guys. You have to admit that. June 6, 2011. Aw, crap. I've been having nightmares of Happy since my last post 3 months ago. 3 months. March? June. Yeah, that is 3 months. The dreams range from Happy's smile to him brutally murdering a kid. Also, about the mysterious figure. I've been seeing him more. Whether he's sitting on a mountain or standing in the forest, the figure never seemed to leave me alone. So I've seen more of him to tell you about him. About his physical features. First off, he isn't a shadow because he has sort of a face with a mouth. However, the mouth seems to look locked on one expression. Happy's death stare. I wonder if he's happy. But more about his body. He's slightly taller than me. I'm 6'2", and seems to be about mid-weight for his height. I've boarded up my house because obviously he wants to kill me. June 11th, 2011. At the local elementary school, the only nearest place where he couldn't find me, and also has a computer. It's been 5 days since my last encounter with him, and my house is gone, burnt to a crisp. The thing is, no one seemed to notice, like it never happened, or worse, like the house never existed. But at least I'm safe here. Wait, I hear rustling. What's that? That's not good. Hey, I see Harold Cleaner walking in the bushes. Wait, why is there blood on his face? It might be that figure again. I'm going to see. I bought a new house today. It's 2 stories tall, and it's fireproof this time. One of my friends, Jim Foster, actually remembered Happy Appy. He said that there were more episodes I forgot. Turns out that the most violent episodes were actually at the end. The entire series was supposed to have 25 episodes, plus the TV movie. No one mentioned it because Jim had the only surviving tapes. The series got more violent slowly. He sent me a disc with fragments of Happy Appy episodes. Here are what they are. The first starts off with the bell ringing. Happy Appy is standing next to a kid. The kid says that he can't understand math. The teacher said class is dismissed. Then Happy sings a song. It is distorted, but I can make out these lyrics. 2 minus 1, and then your homework is done. After that, the kid says, "Wow, thanks, Happy Appy." What's that? The next fragment was one of the more violent episodes. They are mixed clips, but here's what happens in order. 3 kids were crying so loud it was almost painful to see. Happy Appy and 2 other kids were trying to help the kids. The kids are crying because their family are gone. They died. The two kids comforting the 3 other kids. The 3 kids left. Happy had his weird perverted nearing the borders of greediness expression. He said, "Come with me," and the 3 kids followed Happy into the building. He then left with bags of money. The 3 kids were screaming for help again. There was more to be seen. There was one fragment of somewhat violent episode. Happy was putting a bandage on a kid's arm. In the far corner of his pocket, a needle with green fluid was seen. Happy then put the needle into the kid, knocking him out. He then drug him into his van, and a chainsaw was heard. The DVD just stopped. Oh, you want to know more about the figure? First, turns out he was here, so I got out of there. Besides, I gave him a nickname. Forensic. F-O-R-E-N-Z-I-K. Which is better than calling him the figure. When I saw him 17 days ago, he seemed to have fingers like claws. I didn't mean like he had retractable claws on his finger. His fingers were very sharp. I also got a good look at how he ran. He seems to be hunchbacked, which means he would be taller than when he was standing up straight. I say about 6'9", although we could speculate because I don't have a picture of him. July 14th, 2011. Jim Foster. Keep hearing the little thing in my house, like a buzzing. Jim Forrester, a man who used to work on Happy Appy, just called me, telling me that Blair Mays, the man who voiced Happy Appy and star in Fright House Screamers, need to research that, sounds interesting, had died in his town. The body had 3 claw marks on his chest, with 1 puncturing his heart. I would have guessed Forensic would have clawed him. However, Blair said that they were made by a being that had extremely sharp claws, because it managed to put a nice scratch on one of his ribs. July 15th, 2011. Jim Forrester gave me a DVD with 3 new episodes, including what could be part 2 of the Happy Appy TV movie. Unfortunately, they're corrupt as shit, because they'll need cleaning. July 17th, 2011. I've got most of it working. Here's what happens. This is going to be the last part I read today. First one was an episode that mentioned Happy and the needle. I started out with what I said, and after the Happy Appy chainsaw the kid, he then drove off and went to a crashed plane, where the second scene I mentioned happened. You know, the one that had the 3 kids? After that, he was playing with some kids, then his skin peeled off, like an orange peeler had been used on him, revealing a rotten apple core. The skin then lands on kids like a blanket. The show then ended. The next one was a full classroom episode. What I said happened, but with better video. After that, Happy goes into science class where a kid is playing with a Bunsen burner, but accidentally gets burned. Happy then puts an ice pack on the kid's burn, and the kid thanks him. Then, Happy notices some kid being bullied by an older kid. Happy then told not to give up. The kid then runs into a classroom, probably to tell a teacher what happened. It then ended. Finally, I saw part 2 of the Happy movie. Started out with Happy driving his van on the road. Then a kid throws a rock. What just happened? I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Throws a rock onto a road. Not a small pebble. No, I'm talking like a big rock. Then Happy's van rolls over the rock, and the van crashes. And when I mean crash, I mean actual footage of a car crash. After that, some kids run over to the burning wreckage of Happy's van, where Happy is shouting, "Get me out!" That's what I imagine his voice sounding like. More, "Mah." When this happens, the happy-go-lucky music that normally is replaced by parts of Revolution 9 reversed. One of the kids says, There, his hat, and it cuts to Happy's bloody stem. It then screamed, which was loud enough to make somebody's ear bleed. The mouth had some bloody teeth on it, and another kid said, his body! Happy's body was badly cut up, with big enough cuts to make blood pour out of it. His eyeball was dangling out of the socket, while his teeth was shattered. His left arm was cut off, bone visible, with blood squirting out of the stump, while both his legs were broken. He tried to crawl out with his only non-broken decapitated arm. Finally, Happy died, while screaming to weird sci-fi noises. After that scene, it just showed the road, with the mashed-up van next to his body. After that, it cut to a funeral, where kids were actually crying over Happy's dead body. One kid said, "Why, Happy, why?" The final shot before the credits was the dead Happy, with blood on his broken teeth. Instead of the theme song playing, a dark carnival music played, with pieces of reversed 9 and Napoleon 14's "They're coming to take me away, ho, The narrator said his stomach was in 2 that day. There were 2, there is none now. He's there. He's getting next to his sister with all he knows. And finally, he sees to work in the underworld. Guess what the narrator was talking over? Happy with a bloodied scalpel in his hand, a bloodied X-Acto in the other hand. Slowly panned to the skin of the disguised Happy was under, like the magic trick episode, but it just stopped. Alright, and that's all I'm reading for today.